Welcome back to Faith Walk with Debbie. After recovering from the thymoma surgery, it was time for radiation. In this episode, I will explain the radiation preparation process. I had no idea what radiation really was, but it kills cells, hopefully decreasing the risk of cancerous cells from continuing to grow. It can also kill some good cells, but they will come back in time. I was told there would be skin irritation and fatigue, could also be a side effect. In preparation for the radiation, I had to go for what I'm calling the planning session. And during that, they took lots of pictures with the CAT scan. Then the team uses those pictures to determine the radiation treatment plan. I lay on my back on a special table. My arms are raised above my head, and I have to grab my hands onto two posts that are sticking up from the table. I'm in a hospital gown from my waist up. It's open in the front. My breasts are totally exposed. I was embarrassed. I closed my eyes, which helped me not think about what they were looking at. I had to lay extremely still while they took the pictures with the CAT scan machine. I realized later that the position that I was in was the exact position I had to lay in during the radiation treatments. And after the tech was done, the radiologist had to verify what the tech did. And he had to ask where my lumpectomy incision was. And actually that made me feel really good that a doctor could not even tell where the incision was. So that just was confirmation that the surgeon that did my lumpectomy really did a good job. After the tech was done, they had to tattoo each side. I didn't want it. I felt like it was invading my body. You know, old people won't see them, but still. The tech took the needle with ink in it, pushed it in my right side, and when she injected it, oh my gosh, it hurt. I mean, it really hurt. I had been told it would barely hurt. I think my reaction startled the tech. She was new and hadn't been doing this job for very long. It even stung for quite a few seconds after she was done. She said we didn't have to do the other side. We could just mark it with a marker. Then I would have to be careful it didn't wash off. And I'm like, I don't want to mess with that. So eventually I gave her permission to tattoo the left side. Thankfully, the left side was not near as painful. You see, each radiation session, they had a green laser light coming from the walls on each side of me, and the tattoos on each side of me had to line up with the laser lights, and the tattoo's about right here. So they did this in order to make sure that my body was in the exact same position each time. And I realized later, can barely see this left side, which means she didn't insert as much ink into it. So I think that's why the right side maybe hurt more. The planning team took a little over a week in order to come up with the treatment plan. Then I had to return for what I will call the second planning session. And during that, they verified all the measurements were accurate. And again, I laid exposed on the table. Then I got another tattoo on the upper portion of my right breast, about right here. And when I was done, something totally unexpected happened. I started crying. I got in the car and I cried and I cried and I cried. The emotions came out of nowhere. I didn't understand where they came from. I ended up calling someone I knew previously that had radiation. And she said that she actually cried the first planning session, as well as a lot of the radiation treatments. That made me feel better that it wasn't just me. So the radiation treatment plan that they planned was specifically for me. I had to have 30 radiation treatments instead of the typical 20 because they had found cancer in my right lymph nodes. The radiation area was from the middle of my body to the right side, just under my right breast and as high as the collarbone. The collarbone area was included because that would be the next area if the cancer was to progress from the lymph nodes. After the 23 days, they stopped radiation on the collarbone area. After 25 days, they stopped all other areas except the specific original cancer area. And that's what they did the last 5 days. They concentrated on that. The planning that was done January 2020, it was done while I was recovering from the I can't say it. The surgery I had in December. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't say thymoma. Thymoma cancer surgery. Okay, this is for real, guys. I screwed up. The actual radiation treatment started January 25th of 2020. And I want to thank you for following this journey. Next time, I'm going to explain the actual radiation process as well as the side effects that I had. But I want you to remember, I never, ever wanted to have radiation. But because the treatment plan is so successful, again, I felt I had no choice in the matter. Therefore, I had to just focus on the fact that I can do all things when I allow Christ to help me through it, because He's the one that gives me strength. And I know I shared Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 from the New Living Translation before with you, but it is so true. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. So even though I did not totally understand why God was allowing me to have to go through 30 radiation treatments, I just had to trust in Him, like I've been doing through this whole process. So next time, I'm going to share the actual radiation process, and I hope you will join me.